Stuck you in looking for clues, but that just made you more confused. You just need to see how lovely, how lovely, how lovely it is for you. Got stuck you in.
Ladies, today we're going to talk about nothing else but the Black woman's health. This is a subject that really hits home for me, and I'm pretty sure that it hits home for a lot of you watching. You're either part of the statistics or you know someone who is. It is blazing snow outside. So last time we covered all of the pressure and the responsibilities that the Black woman goes through day by day. And now it is time to ask ourselves, how are we really doing? And by that, I mean, how's our health? And so today I'm going to share with you some data. This is not a video of blame. This is not a video to tell you what to do, what to eat, or how to act. This is simply a video to invite you to see where we are headed in the Black women's community. So before we start, I'm going to invite you to relax, unclench your jaw, just take a deep breath and relax. And I'm going to invite you to look at the graphs and stay open-minded. This is just information that's going to guide us to sort of analyze where we are when it comes to our health and how to continue to live a healthier life. Okay, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, but these are data from medical resources. These are data from statistics. Everything is linked in the description for you all. If we invited 50 women into my get together, 13 of them will be overweight and 28 will be obese. To us, it sounds like, okay, that's fine, we can deal with it. But unfortunately, if you add 13 plus 28, you get roughly around 41, if not 42 women who are either overweight or obese. An overweight woman ends up being an obese woman. This is why it's very, very serious. So if you are an overweight young woman in your 20s, most likely in your 30s and 40s, if you keep going with your lifestyle, you will most likely end up being obese. This has nothing to do with blame or shame. This is basically telling us that our body is handling more than it was meant to handle. It's as simple as that. That means our body is carrying more than it was meant to carry. 20 out of 50 will have high blood pressure. Now, you have to understand that high blood pressure creeps in slowly, it doesn't make noise. It's just hard for a very busy woman to think about her blood pressure, to go check her blood pressure. It's just something that doesn't pop up in our head. High blood pressure, it goes on and on, nobody's checking in. Next thing you know, you are having some heart condition. So it creeps in, right? Especially when you have years of pressure where nothing is calming down. You are always alert, you are always worrying, your sleep pattern is bad, your diet is on the go, all those things year after year, it adds up, it racks up, and it turns into heart conditions. Your heart needs to be well taken care of. If you have a doctor that is good to you and understands your Black health, that's amazing. If you don't, I would do research, ask around, call the secretary, ask them if they have experiences in studying Black health and things like that. Because it's very important to have someone who urges you to check in. Like I said, it's something that is urgent, that needs to be spoken about. Our priorities are not aligned. And so behind all of the nonsense viral videos, there are women who are dying. There are young women who need to be told how to take care of themselves. There are women like us who need to see the statistics so we can run to the doctor and know how to continue to live a healthier, easier life. Now, 35 to 40 out of 50 women will develop fibroids. When we talk about fibroids, we're talking about pain, we're talking about infertility, we're talking about lifestyle, and it's becoming something that is making me more and more curious. How did we get here as Black women? How are we now having problems with fertility? 6 to 10 out of 50 will struggle with fertility. This is why it's very important for a woman to stay protected and soft, because our womb responds to our environment and how we're living our lives. It cannot respond to stresses. This is why you see a lot of women who are pregnant the first few months, they can have miscarriage because there is stress, there are worries, there are a lot of things going on, and the womb cannot take it. There's just so much pressure on the womb. That's why we are now seeing infertility issues rising in the Black community. Hysterectomy is being conducted for Black women as young as 20s. We need to talk about fibroids a lot. We need to figure out how we can prevent it. Give me a second. I need to check on the pastries. So good. So now I want you to look at the second image. This is same woman, same bodies, but different pressure and different lifestyle. Okay, these are the women who lived in the 70s and before, because I believe those were the women who were in their softness and they were well protected, and they weren't as pressured as now, because there was a Black man in the family. Same women, same bodies, different situation. One is pressured by um, by the world. The other one is still protected. One thing that I noticed is they didn't live as long as we are living now. Obviously, vaccination, the medical field has evolved. We live longer, obviously, but the difference between us and them is that we are living more inflamed lives for years. So we have many years where we're sick. They didn't. They lived shorter but more healthier lives. Our bodies are really trying to keep up with us. And the more we're going, and there's a lot of pressure that is just being added to us. The woman is really thinking that she is unstoppable. She's just piling on more responsibility, more hustle. But you can only do so much. Even an elastic breaks. So we have to understand how much we can stretch and make sure we are stretching in a healthy manner, not stretching until we thin out. You stretch, you know, okay, this is enough for me. When life feels unpredictable, the stress never shuts off and we are under constant responsibility, we our bodies adapt to that. And when our bodies are adapting to all of these changes, we are sort of trading that to our health. Our fibroids are growing, our blood pressure is rising, infertility is rising, and it's not that the body is betraying the Black woman. The body is just trying to help you, and by helping you, it's sucking life of itself and giving it to you so you can keep pushing until you can't push anymore. All this to say also that the Black woman is overstretched. The Black woman is overworking. The Black woman is the most employed women in society, the most relied upon, and one of the most educated women in society, which is amazing. We are ready to pick up the hours. We are ready to work overtime. We are ready to take the roles. There is this thing where if you have starved before in life and they're giving you so much food, you feel as if you cannot not finish the food. You have to finish it all because you know what it's like to be hungry. But the more you're eating, the more you're going to gain weight, the more you know what I mean? I hope you're getting the picture here. You can call us at 2, 3, 4. I just got off the shift. You want me back? I will come back. I didn't get time to shower. I didn't get time to eat. I am coming back. I got to make the money. I got to do this. And understandably so. But I will talk more about this because there's a lot that goes on with how we spend and the Black women really refusing to live within her means. And this is also another problem. But we'll talk more about this. But the most important notes to take here is we need to take it slow. I think the best way to get out of this, because we are not going to tell the Black women to stop working. Women, we always adapt, we always change, we live by season. Okay? For example, if you are between 18 and 25, that's the strongest time of our lives. That's where the hormones are still fresh. That is where we are so strong and ready to go. That is where sleeping habits are formed. That is where we are making friends and having hobbies and trying to plan our lives and trying to establish ourselves in the world. This is when, we are introduced to alcohol and drugs. This is where, depending on where you grew up and who's around you, you tend to adapt to what you know. Okay? But it's very important, if you are watching this and you are between the age of 18 and 25, to take care of your sleep pattern, to know when your body has reached its limit to go rest, to know that there are jobs that you can have in the future that does allow you to maybe one day be a mother or be a wife, or just have good money while you also are resting. And very important to start going to checkups. Always have every 6 months or every year see a doctor to know where you stand and follow the doctor's advice. And most importantly, have a doctor who knows about Black health. Don't just fall for your body being resilient. You are so fresh, your body is good, you are good to go, you can push, you can sleep late, you can go on and on and on. No. 18 to 25 is your base. Make your base strong enough to sustain you when, the years start racking up. Then there is the 26 to 35. 26 to 35, that's the hormonal moments. Actually, when you are 26 to 27, that's when you start to want to be married. That's when you start to think you're late in getting married. And so this is the most sensitive time of a woman. And the womb needs peace at this time. And so, whatever you're doing, have rest and check on your hormones. Are they well balanced? Make sure you are not stressed. That's the season where we become wives, we become women. It's the most important season, I think, in a woman's life, because that's our prime, and it needs to be well preserved. Now, 36 to 45, this is where the body is already preserved and it's not negotiating. Okay, you know what works for you, you know when to say no, you know to check on yourself, you know to call the doctor, you know who's good to be around, who is not. You know when to sleep early. At this point, we're sensing that we understand how our body works, and hopefully it's not too late. We're not already experiencing some health issues, and if we are, then we know to take it seriously and to prioritize our health. It's the preservation season, and we need to take it seriously and we need to roll with it. 46 and older. At this point, you should already know where you stand when it comes to your work. A nice routine that makes you relax, that makes you check in. A little bit of yoga here and a little bit of spa over there. Caress that season, because those are the most stable season in a woman's life. If you are a mom, then your children are already growing, so you're sort of checking in and tapping in to see where you stand yourself and how you can find new hobbies and things like that. Okay, so always have time where you can relax and live slow. That's the plan. The plan is to make sure we have space to move slow and live slow and have peace. The solution here is not for the Black women to become less dependable or less capable. It's for the Black women to become less stretchable. Okay? You don't want to stretch yourself too thin, to understand what you can do and what you cannot do for your health's sake. And if you are a mother, for your children's sake. It's time for us to listen to our bodies without panic, without shame, without guilt, because our bodies are literally yelling for attention. That's the least we can give to ourselves. Okay, the kids are already screaming, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope this was an eye-opening or a little nudge to check on your health. I'll see you all next time. Like always, stay elegant, but always, always stay rooted. I'll see you next time. I'm done, baby. Hit your brother for no reason.
I hit him? I
Yes.
didn't get him. No, you didn't.